Правете това сутрин и вечер, ако искате завинаги да се избавите от изпускането на урина, особено ако използвате превръзки или ставате нощем до тоалетната. Обърнете внимание, защото ще ви покажа нов метод, който може да помогне да си върнете пълния контрол върху пикочния мехур и дори да обърнете хроничната инконтиненция у дома с помощта на естествен метод, който отнема само 30 секунди на ден. Хиляди жени в момента изхвърлят урологичните превръзки, забравяйки за неприятната миризма и мокрите петна, а бъбреците и уретерите им се прочистват напълно от песачинки и инфекции. Достатъчно е да правите това вечер преди сън. Според изследване на Медицинския факултет на Лисабонския университет е доказано, че истинската причина за слабия пикочен мехур не е старостта, не са последиците от тежки раждания, не е количеството изпита вода и още по-малко простатитът. Причината е малка токсична молекула, която се отлага по стените на пикочния мехур. Тя нарушава нервните сигнали на сфинктера и колкото по-дълго тази токсична молекула остава в организма ви, толкова по-често ще тичате до тоалетната и ще губите контрол при кихане или смях. За съжаление, организмът ни не може да премахне тази токсична молекула по естествен път. Добрата новина е, че същите учени са създали прост домашен метод, който може да отмие тази токсична молекула и още през първите седмици ще можете да задържате позивите с часове. Този мощен домашен метод помага да се възстанови тонусът на мускулите на тазовото дъно, без унизителни масажи, без скъпи операции и без безполезни таблетки. Много хора използват това решение, за да спят отново цяла нощ, без да се събуждат и да излизат от дома си без страх от протичане. Затова спрете още сега и натиснете бутона под това видео, за да гледате кратката презентация, в която ще разберете как да използвате този прост 30-секунден метод, за да си върнете незабавно сухия и комфортен живот. Днес ще се почувствате като нов човек. Но гледайте това видео точно сега, защото натискът на производителите на памперси и алчната фармацевтична индустрия върху учените се засилва, а видеото може да бъде изтрито всеки момент.
Exploring the majestic mountains, a journey into nature's heart. There's something truly magical about the mountains, the way they rise majestically into the sky, their peaks shrouded in mist, creating a sense of mystery and awe. It's a place where time slows down and the rhythm of nature takes over. Hiking through the mountains is not just about reaching the summit, it's about the experience of being surrounded by nature, feeling the cool breeze on your face, and discovering the breathtaking landscapes that lie beyond every turn. A journey begins. The moment you step onto the mountain trail, there's a sense of excitement and anticipation. The crisp air fills your lungs, and the fresh scent of pine trees invigorates your senses. Whether you're walking through dense forests or along a rocky path, every step brings you closer to nature's wonders. As you make your way up, the world below seems to disappear, replaced by the endless expanse of towering peaks, vast meadows, and rushing streams. There's no rush, no deadlines, just the freedom to explore at your own pace. The mountains invite you to slow down, breathe deeply, and enjoy the simplicity of the world around you. The beauty of the landscape. The landscape changes as you climb higher. The lower valleys are lush with greenery, dotted with vibrant wildflowers that sway in the gentle wind. The forests are home to a variety of animals, from playful squirrels to majestic birds soaring overhead. The sounds of nature are all around, the rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the sound of water trickling over rocks in nearby streams. As you reach higher altitudes, the scenery transforms. The forest gives way to open meadows, where the grass ripples in the wind like a vast green sea. In the distance, snow-capped peaks glisten in the sunlight, their majestic presence reminding you of the vastness and timelessness of nature. The air becomes cooler and the views become more expansive, offering a glimpse of the world from a height few ever experience. The joy of the hike. Every step on the trail brings new discoveries. The path may be challenging at times with steep inclines and rocky terrain, but the reward is always worth the effort. As you pause to catch your breath and take in the surrounding beauty, you realize that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. The sense of accomplishment grows with every step you take. It's not just about reaching the top. It's about the connection you feel with the land beneath your feet, the sky above, and the air around you. There's a unique peace that comes from being so immersed in nature, far from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Connecting with nature, one of the most special aspects of mountain hiking is the connection you develop with the natural world. In the mountains, you are reminded of the vastness of the earth and the intricate balance of the ecosystems that support life. The beauty of the landscape, the diversity of plants and animals, and the sheer power of the natural world are humbling. There's a deep sense of gratitude that comes with spending time in the mountains. It's a reminder of how interconnected we are with the planet and how important it is to protect and preserve the environment. Every footstep on the trail is a reminder of the fragile beauty of nature and the need to tread lightly and respectfully. The summit and the view. As you near the summit, the air grows thinner and the effort becomes more intense. But the view from the top is nothing short of spectacular. The world stretches out before you, a patchwork of forests, valleys, and rivers, with distant peaks reaching into the sky. It's a moment of awe and wonder where you realize the magnitude of what you've just experienced. At the summit, time seems to stand still. You take a deep breath, feeling the sense of achievement wash over you. There's a profound peace that comes with being on top of the world, surrounded by the raw beauty of nature. It's a moment of reflection, of connection, and of deep gratitude for the journey that brought you here. A return to the valley. As the hike continues and you begin your descent, the journey is far from over. The mountains offer new perspectives from every angle. The changing light, the shifting weather, and the different paths lead to new discoveries with every step. There's no end to the beauty and the lessons that nature has to offer. The journey down is just as important as the journey up. It's a time to reflect on the experience, to appreciate the connection you've made with nature, and to prepare for the world that awaits you beyond the mountains. A lasting memory. When the hike comes to an end and you find yourself back in the valley, there's a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. The memories of the journey stay with you long after you've returned home. The mountain trails, the sights, the sounds, and the feelings of peace and wonder remain etched